So, this is a little bit of a silent episode because it is already quite late. The audio is also not going to be that fine because I'm not having some sort of a, not noise blocker, but pop blocker. But anyway, I'm gonna see to also minimize that in post. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go through a bit of poetry. I kind of don't really feel like going through the book today, and so I thought, well, you know what, let's go through some poetry, let's go through something inspirational. And I do hope, especially for the podcast listeners, that I'm gonna spit some words by more or less known people, I guess, that are gonna help you today and that are gonna make your day a bit better. And I do just dearly hope from the bottom of my heart that this is something that I'm kind of able to achieve every day with what I'm doing. Like, this is one of the main reasons why, and this is also one of the main reasons why I really am looking forward to just having an audience, because then I would actually be able to really talk about some things that might help people, searching for some things, researching things, and I don't know, just giving my perspective on things, which could lead to new insights and new ways of thinking about things. So I don't know, if you're just having something for me, if you're just in need, quote unquote, of something, then just please give it to me. Hit me up on Instagram or on whatever social media site there is, and yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. It would actually be fucking amazing. So the first one is by William Ernest Henley. Under the blue or blood goings of chance, bloodshonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Which definitely is the case. We are in charge of that. We control that. It is such a fucking strange sight, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna pick another one. I'm gonna get this one. I don't know, I really wasn't able to understand like this. The list of amazing inspirational poems. They're actually very long. We already shared the collection on love poems for her, touching, missing you poems, and forgiveness poems. Now time to share best uplifting, inspirational poems. I hope you'll be inspired, find meaning, and come to love these beautiful, inspirational poems. Poetry is a method of expressing that uses specific words, their meaning or interpretation and rhythm to deliver exciting and imaginative ideas, as well as evoke emotional actions and reactions. Insightful advice, as well as encourage you, strengthen your resolve, motivate you to succeed, and even give you direction and clarity when your hope is shaken. There are oceans of poetry in different forms, length, from different time periods, and written from varying perspectives. If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stop and build them up with worn out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and never and sinew to serve you turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, your walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiven minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and you and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew or sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on where there is nothing in except the will which says to them, hold on. A little bit of a, I don't know, yeah, anyway. Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lighting they, do not go gentle into that good night. Good men the last wave by, crying how bright their foul deeds might have danced, their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late, they grieved it on its way. Do not gentle into the good night. Grave man near death, whose him with blinding sight, blind eyes, could place with meteors and be gay. Rage against the dying light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me, now with your fierce tears, I pray, do not go gently into the good night. Rage against the dying of the night. Or light, I'm sorry. The next one, Hope is the Thing with Feathers, 255 by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in a soul and signs the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in a gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Interesting. The road not taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trotted back. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, or somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I don't know, isn't that like a saying, the road less traveled and some shit? I kind of believe in it to some degree, sometimes not. It depends on the day, I guess. But yeah, the next one. Still I Rise by Maya Angular. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may treat me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I will rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my hauntiness offend you? Don't you take it awful yard or hard? 'Cause I love like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air, I will rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the hunts of history's shame I rise, up from a past that's rooted in pain I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling a bear in a tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I'm the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. The Invitation by Oriah Mountain Dreamer. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for and if you dare to dream of meeting your hardest longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. Doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow, if have been opened by life's betrayals or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it or fade it or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness or wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes, without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you're telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself. If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul. If you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it is not pretty every day, and if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the moon, full moon, yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you've studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, back as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the blood-goings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Very beautiful, actually. Pretty amazing. Even though I just don't get anything, it is a lot of fun going through them and reading them, and maybe you get something out of it. Like, just because it's not giving that much to me doesn't mean it's not giving anything to you, so I don't know. The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Tennyson. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward, all in the valley of death, rode the 600. Forward the light brigade, charge for the guns, he said, into the valley of death, rode the 600. Forward the light brigade. Was there a man dismayed? No, though the soldier knew someone had blundered, there is not to make reply, there is not to reason why, there is but to do and die, into the valley of death, rode the 600. Cannon to right of them, cannon to left of them, cannon in front of them, valleyed and hunted, stormed at with shot and shell, boldly they rode and well into the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell, rode the 600. Flashed all their sabres bare, flashed as they turned in air, sabring the gunners there, charging an army while all the world wandered, plunged in the battery smoke. Right through the line they broke, Cossack and Russian reeled from the saber stroke, shattered and sundered. Then they rode back, but not the 600. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon behind them, volleyed and thundered, stormed at with shot and shell, while her horse and hero fell. They that had fought so well came through the jaws of death, back from the mouth of hell. And that was left of them, left of 600. When can their glory fade? Oh, the wild charge they made. All the world wondered, honor the charge they made on the light brigade, noble 600. And I do think this is gonna be the last one. Do It Anyway by Mother Teresa. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you're successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you're honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the world the best you have got anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and your God. It was never between you and them anyway. This is a fucking beautiful one. Well, the really last one. Thinking by Walter D. Windley. If you think you're beaten, you are. If you think they are not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost, for out of the world. If you think you'll lose, you're lost, for out of the world we find. Success begins with fellow's will, it is all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed or outclassed, you have got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but soon or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Dreams by Langston Hutchins. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. And yeah, this is going to be the last one. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for just being with me. I do hope that you have liked a few of them and that you've gotten something out of them. And yeah, I wish you best health of happiness and all success, and also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person and then being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. 3 other questions that I have for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, which is a fucking cool thing. One last thing that I have for you is: what could you essentially say to another person that is indeed going to change their life? Because I totally believe that we all can say something and we all can communicate something that is indeed going to change somebody's life. But yeah, with that being said, please take care of your family, friends, and everyone else you care about. And I'm hopefully going to see you next time. So bye bye.